Welcome back, everyone. This is Arafel playing Dungeon Breaker. Last time, after dealing with the bandits in the cave near the village, Alec and Tina got permission to come to the capital to visit Tina's big sister Karen, who is a monster tamer that Alec hopes to get some tips from and also to hook up with her because that's just how he is about her. In any case, it turns out that Karen is working for and living with a princess of the kingdom, one Sorsha, who is rather young, a bit impertinent, talks like an old lady for whatever reason. Karen insists she's a nice enough person, and she does seem more easygoing than royalty might be. Alec was rather rude to her and could have had himself executed if someone more touchy was on the other end of it. But in any case, he talked things over with Karen about how to get skills from monsters, and he really still has no idea what he's doing. So here he is in his guest room at night, saying, "Oh, I have no idea what I'm doing here." But he summoned our car girl, the resident cat girl. She is staring. It's like, well, she is one of these monsters that can talk, but she's not very talkative, and I have no idea what she's thinking. So, hey, do you have any walls up between us or anything? Like, yeah? Walls? Oh. I thought that was a word, but no, Uma is like umai. She's asking if walls taste good. It's like, I really have no idea what she's thinking. Yeah, because this is the advice Karen gave him. Don't put up any walls between you. Give everything out in the open and offer everything, accept everything. It's like, wait, does that mean that? And as it turns out, Sorsha has a sizable collection of tabletop games, and so they spend the night playing Exploding Kittens together. The card game with kittens that blow up and make you lose. If nothing else, they did have an explosive time together. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. In any case, it seems to have worked. After the event, we have this question. Learning a skill from Carl, we have this one option, her clawing attack, and Alec has learned it. It's like, oh, that's how it works. Well, thank you, Karen. That must be why you can only get skills from monsters of the other sex. But wait, that means Karen... And he just imagined something he probably shouldn't have. It's like, now I want to be a monster. Anyway, next morning. Yes, I think that's bags under his eyes. Yeah, something was bugging him and he couldn't sleep. Like, so is this about getting monster skills? Don't overthink it. Like, even if it doesn't work, there are other ways you can go. Like, no, it's not that. Oh. She's greeting and saying good morning, saying, so how'd it turn out? He's rather flustered. Like, I'm not sure if this will help, but she thought she'd demonstrate for him. And of course, because of what he's thinking, he's... yeah. Like, not a problem, just sit there and watch. Anyway, here she is. She summoned some kind of bird monster. And... think in the name of Ravatiana, etc. Says the whole thing, but with her name instead of his, because of course it's her doing it. Like, well, did that help? Like, that was it? You're not And she's calling her a pervert because, yeah. It's like, no, you don't take your clothes off. It's like, oh. Then, what? happened yesterday. I'm not going to talk to Taryn about that. It's like, thanks, I'll figure something out. And she's suggested introducing him to a dungeon could do a little training. It's like, oh hey, it's the princess from yesterday. Alec, that's rude. You should be more polite to the princess. Like, she doesn't mind, she prefers it more relaxed, so that's helpful. And Tina admits that not as much as Alec, but she's not comfortable with the whole formality thing either. But anyway, there's another dungeon that Kara mentioned wanting to investigate, so Celsius suggesting that Alec help out. Karen's not sure about that. Like, hey, you can delegate some of that. Or can't you get hands on them? It's like, well, it's not like that, but... Sure, it's dangerous, but that's what makes a good training. What do you two think? Alec likes the idea. He wants to... His goal is to become a monster tamer just like Karen. And she's like, yep, I'll stick out and help out. She's looking forward to them getting stronger. And so she gives a satisfied nod and leaves the room. It's like, well, it seems Celsia likes you. Zakubaran. That's basically Frank speaks his mind. So maybe it's because they're similar in age and he speaks his mind. So he's telling her, she's telling him again, be nice to her. Yeah, I kind of wish she'd be a little nicer to me. It's your fault for being rude. Yeah, I'm not too good at this stuff either, but you're especially bad. It's like, okay, fine. Anyway, he's going to go look around the city before heading off to that dungeon. She wants to see the city too, it has a lot of history. Yeah. This is mostly talking about love stuff. Prince Cray and Princess Willia, secret stage of their love, Twin Towers, Taran, apparently. The hero Dorek sung songs of love. So many places she wants to see. Like, yeah. Talking about bard songs. Stories from bards, I'm not interested in that stuff. Like, you can go look in your own. I'm checking out the weapon shops and stuff. She's calling him mean again. So we have several places we can go in the manor. We can leave the manor. We can also go to Alec's room. Similar options to in the village. You can leave his room, we can rest here, we can change the party lineup. Which I'm going to do now. We have room for another monster now, so keep Carl and... let's take the minion, because they're the lowest level. We also have the option to do activities with monster girls. Now, the first time that you do it with any particular monster girl, you just need to get her permission, which may involve doing some kind of quest or other thing. Any times after that, you need a special item for it. I believe it's called a Millennial Peach. They drop at random from any monster girl. Okay, Minion does not have any skills, but Minion is also level 2. Let's see if I have any equipment. Short sword. Some kind of loincloth, I think? Hoshimino. Yeah, I'm not finding that in the dictionary, but I think it's like a loincloth. And I still can't use the skill menu, even though Tina has a healing skill. I think it's only usable in combat because it's showing up as red here. Also, if I go to voices, we're now seeing more names here. We have Tina, we have Celsia, Karen, Sorsha, Carl, and Rill. Hey, we can go to Tina's room. In Tina room, it's nice they got such a nice room. Furniture always looks expensive, but it's nice and comfortable. Yeah, it's great that we get to see her without even paying for it. It's like, is that what you care about? But anyway, she borrows some cooking equipment and is offering to do some cooking. Because apparently she likes doing that. But apparently her cooking is a little weird. So he's not too enthusiastic. Like, hey, everyone says my cooking's really good. You're the only one who ever complains. It's like, well, it is good, and it's even good for you, but the ingredients are, yeah, she's got the equipment, but she doesn't have ingredients. Saying, bring me stuff if you want me to make something. Like, sure, if I feel like it. Yeah, we might get stuff in the dungeon we can use to cook. It's like, kind of scared about this, finding cookie ingredients in the dungeon. Hey, the rarer the ingredients, the better the cooking is. Maybe not, but you can cook stuff. Right now we only have one thing we have the ingredients for. This is... Yeah, I didn't recognize that character, so I had to look it up, but this is basically lumpy bean jam. And this is, earth something? This is apparently a clay pot. But we can cook this, so let's make one, see what it is. Anko pot? Oh, Anko is the bean jam, so it's kind of like that. But in any case, that's cooked. And although the ingredients are rather dubious, this cures paralysis and recovers 300 health, so it's actually pretty good. She's telling if you're going to the ruins, call me, I'll get ready. We can go see Karen. If you have a minute, she's having tea. She's surprised that he just kind of rushed in. Yeah, she's surprised that he just suddenly showed up. Did you actually get permission from your parents? It's like, I had a hard time doing that. And thanks to that, Tina's coming with me too. Like, well, Tina seems happy enough. Like, I wish you'd come back to the village every so often. You only come back once every year, everyone misses you. Sorry, I've been busy here, helping out the princess and other things. But next time, let's all three of us go back together. So that's just talking with her for now. I think there's something that shows up there later on, but for now. You can come see her. She's asking him how he likes living here. It's like, he's surprised at how fancy it is. The food's great. The bath's big. She's pleased that he likes it. Yep. He's impressed she has such a great mansion despite how small she is. She does not like being called small. True as it is. It's like, well, you look young, and... Actually, that's more childish, so, yeah, she doesn't like that. It's like, for what Karen says, there's only 2 years difference between us. It's like, what? Really? She is not pleased and is ordering him out. Like, I don't want to see you right now. Understandable. So here's the town center. We have this nice fountain graphic. But it's mostly about the things that you find in town. You can return to the mansion. There's the option to go to the dungeon. I don't think it actually lets you do that until you've looked around. Which you want to do anyways. So let's start with the weapon shop. It's like, konnichiwa. Hi. Have someone telling her father not to do something. What? Her weapon shop father. Timid. Oh, Kurao. Alright, this was an interesting name. Yeah, so I went ahead and looked her name up in advance. Apparently, this is a Japanese rendition of the Irish word for sword, which is roughly pronounced cleave in English, or Irish even. Roughly. I'm not too good with Irish pronunciation, but it's something like that. It's spelled C-L-A-I with an accent, or acute accent, O-M-H. And is probably best known from legends about the Sword of Light, which is in Irish roughly Cleave Salish. Anyway. It's like about, this isn't working out, I'm going to have to change line of work entirely. It's like, no, you cannot turn the weapon shop into a crepe store. Like, what are you saying? If you become a crepe store, we'll get a lot of young ladies in here, and maybe you can find a replacement for your departed mother. She is not amused, calling him a lolicon. Fair. She gives him a nice smack. It's like, I knock some sense into you now? No, it looks like he's just passed out. Like, oh, we have customers. We've got weapons, we've got armors. Yeah. He's feeling kind of questionable about this whole thing, especially since her father's lying on the ground bleeding. Well, it's his fault. Yeah, but apparently sales have been struggling since a big weapon chain shop has opened up. Yamiuchi, is that what I think it is? Yeah. She's talking about sneak attacking like ambushing at night the head of the other shop. It's like, I think maybe I'll go there. It's like, no. They use inferior goods, and anyway. It's like, really? And she admits he was lying. Anyway. Saying we've got first-rate goods. We've got... this is... like a poster kind of thing that's... I forget how you'd say this in English. It's basically saying that they have her here to like give appeal to the shop, get people's attention. Anyway. It's like, well, if the sales don't go well, I'm going to be forced into a life of crime, and you know this, don't you? It's like, it sounds like you're threatening me. It's like, alright. If the goods are fine, then that's fine, I'll buy here. And now she's happy. It's like, well, I haven't bought anything yet. Now, we have a much bigger selection here than we did back in the village. Back in the village, there was just a goods store with general stuff. Here we've got various swords. We have spears and axes. We have other weapons. We have armors. We have clothing. We have other kinds of armoring. So this looks like it's mostly hats. As you can see at the bottom how that would affect each of our characters that are in the active party. It does not show the ones that are on standby. And that's the weapon shop, so how about the item shop? We have another interesting character here. This is Reen. So I can go to the Reen's Boyden Yodosia. Yeah, general store, basically. He introduces himself. I think he's going to be staying here for a while, so he thinks he's going to be stopping here pretty often. She makes a sign to that and is offering whatever. The wings on her back kind of flutter. It's like, did your wings just move? These are a fashionable accessory now. They move on their own. It's like, huh, really? I thought maybe you were a monster or something. Like, of course not. Monster wouldn't be here with all these people. Like, yeah, of course not, haha. Yeah. He asked her for something on the top shelf. And her wings move and she flutters up and grabs it. It's like, you just flew. It's like, you're just seeing things, you're tired. Here, have a healing herb on the house. And go take a rest. It's like, well, I am tired recently. It's like, when you're tired, our medicine is the best thing for it, by a lot. You can leave the shop, you can buy stuff, you can also synthesize equipment, or items. Right now there is nothing in, I think that's consumables. This is equipable stuff. There's some neat looking stuff here, but we don't have the items for any of it. Like ruby earrings, diamond rings, earth, wind, ice, and fire, wind, ice, and earth bracelets, and something about a breastplate of the century. There's another category. Yeah, don't have the stuff for his either. You need mithril ore to make mithril, or calcon ore to make orhalcon, and some kind of protecting pendant requires some other stuff we don't have. You can buy recover items, you can buy status cures, you can buy attack items. So that throwing bomb we found in the dungeon is one of these. That's an actual combat use item. You have other. So those are those tails that warp you out of dungeons. This keeps monsters off your back for a while. A bag of mint. This helps you run away just by having it. Which, okay. 7 tools of thieves. Accessories, boots and shoes, and sheep muffler. It looks pretty good. That's magic resists, I think. I have 2 more places to go. I think this will be enough to finish out the episode, because there's been a lot of talking and story stuff going on here. Monster shop? Does this shop sell monsters? It's like, welcome first time customer. Welcome to the monster shop. Doran. This is Doran. Yes, he's the owner, Doran Bone. Bone, huh. You looking for something? It's like, does this shop sell monsters? I'd like to see it if you do. It's like, oh, are you a monster tamer? It's like, how did you tell? I don't smell like monster. It's like, no. Monsters attack people and eat their foods and stuff. Pretty much the only one who'd want to buy one would be a monster tamer who can get them to listen. But his shop mostly deals in things like monster fangs and claws and that sort of stuff. It's like, well, if you're a monster tamer, he buys these things. And there's not really much of anything else you can do with them, so if you have these extra stuff, you can bring them here, sell them to him in batches, I believe, for extra money. So, right now we have 4 of these, like, hairballs, basically, 4 fangs. I can sell 5 of them for 200, but I don't have 5. I can sell 3 fangs for 200, so let's do that. It's just an extra source of income. And there's also the battle arena. Big place, he wonders what they're doing here. Rawr! Welcome to the battle arena. Is this your first time here? It's like, monster, what's one doing in the middle of the town? It's like, no, put your sword down. This is a costume. Just wearing a big costume as clothes, that's all. It's like, oh, there's a person in there? Yes, it's well made, isn't it? Like, okay, well, I'm a monster tamer, and I'm fine with that stuff, but I can imagine other people screaming and running away. It's like, yes. Anyway, did you say you're a monster tamer? Like, yeah. Just starting out, but yeah. It's like, why don't you have your monsters fight in the arena? It's like, I can't do that. They're all my, precious companions. It's like, don't worry, they might get hurt a little, but we have, like, medical stuff on hand, so. And if you win, you get prizes. It's like, what do you think? Yeah. It's like, oh no, we can't have such cute monsters in here. They want the big, tough monsters beating each other up. That's what the guests come for. So, pick that kind of monster if you're going to do it. It's like, okay, if I feel like it. You can choose to do one-on-one fights here. You cannot pick Alec or Tina or monster girls. You can only pick the not girl monsters. So this is one reason to build them up. The focus is, of course, on the monster girls, both because they have more personality and they're cuter, and because... looks like you can't cancel out of this. Let's just try it. Yep. Yeah, and because you also get your skills from the monster girls. Anyways, mission round 1 from the Red Gate, the young monster tamer Alec, Rodolphe, and his monster. The crowd roars. Like, wow, that's a lot of crowds. That's a lot of audience getting nervous. And from the Blue Gate, or Green Gate, rather. Oh wait, it's red and blue. This is Midori, so green. Some kind of giant man-eating lizard. Reptile puppy. Monster battle fight. So probably not ready for this. I have no idea what level the monsters are. The Wood Devil does have interesting abilities. We have Flower Boomerang, which is an offensive skill. We have a sleep spell. Let's try that. Ouch. Yeah, that didn't work. Like, too bad, try again later. How's your monster? And that's the monster arena. Definitely want to level up some monsters, get them some more equipment and skills and stuff before trying that. Possibly try a different type of monster also. They would have different abilities, different stats, and all that. But, well, for now, this is what you can do in town. This has been Arafella playing Dungeon Breaker. Come back next time and we will head into those ruins. Hope to see you then.